All right, let's dive right into a victory that has been, gosh, decades in the making. We're talking about a moment that is absolutely going to be remembered as a massive turning point for Indian sports. Let's get into this incredible story.
Now that line, wow, it hits hard for a reason. It's deliberately echoing the famous tryst with destiny speech, from India's first prime minister right before independence. So by using these words, we're framing this win as something so much bigger than just a cricket match. It's like a moment of national arrival, the fulfillment of a promise for women's sports in the country.
52. 52 runs, that was the final margin. In a super tense, high-stakes World Cup final against a really tough South African team, India won by 52 runs. That's a number that's now going to be etched into the memory of a billion fans.
So how did we get here? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack this whole thing. We'll look at why everyone's comparing it to that legendary 1983 Men's World Cup win. We'll walk down the long and often difficult road that led to this moment. We'll celebrate the absolute heroes who made it happen. And then we'll tackle the biggest question of all. What does this really mean for the future? Okay, so let's set the scene. Let's go back to that final match. You've got years of effort, all coming down to this one day on home soil with the weight of an entire nation's expectations right on your shoulders.
Can you just imagine the energy in that stadium? It's described as a teeming mass of raucous energy. I mean, winning a World Cup is one thing, right? But doing it at home with a crowd that has been on this whole journey with you, that's a whole different level of epic. It's not just a sporting victory. It's a massive national celebration.
But to really, truly get the significance of this win, we have to look back in time. Because this victory, it isn't just about one game. It's an echo of another moment that completely defined Indian cricket history.
And this slide, this really lays it all out. On the left, you've got the 1983 victory, Couple Dev's team. That was a seismic shift that turned men's cricket into the absolute giant it is today. Now look at the right. This win is being called just as epical for the women's game. The prediction is that a similar turn of events awaits. So we're not just talking about a trophy here. We're talking about a potential revolution in sports.
But, a revolution like this, it doesn't just happen overnight. This moment of pure, unadulterated joy is built on a foundation of so much struggle, so much angst, and the tireless work of all the people who came before.
And we absolutely have to remember the pioneers. These are women who fought for everything. For recognition, for resources, for respect, at a time when there was barely any to go around. They were playing in a system that just wasn't built for them. And they were battling biases at every single turn. They laid the groundwork. Honestly, this win belongs to them just as much.
And look at this timeline. It just shows you the sheer heartbreak that came before the triumph. Twice before, in 2005, and then again in 2017, the team made it all the way to the final, only to fall at the very last hurdle. Knowing that history of failure just makes this victory feel so much sweeter. It feels earned. So earned.
And even within this specific tournament, oh man, it was anything but a smooth ride. First, you have the immense pressure of playing at home. Then, they hit a wall. They lost 3 crucial matches in a row, and the criticism was fierce. The knives were out on social media. A lot of teams would have crumbled. But did they? Absolutely not. Their perseverance just tells you everything you need to know about the character of this team.
So, who were the heroes? Who were the architects of this incredible comeback and this amazing final victory? Well, it felt like every single game produced a new one.
Okay, let's talk about the turning point, because there really was one. It was this performance in the semi-final against the defending champs, Australia. Jemimah Rodrigues played what is being called one of the greatest knocks in Indian cricketing history, an unbeaten 127 in a stunning chase. That one innings gave the team the belief that, yeah, they could beat absolutely anyone. And then, boom! In the final, a whole new set of heroes stepped up to the plate. Shafali Verma and Deepti were just brilliant, with both the bat and the ball delivering under all that pressure. And of course, you had the ever-reliable Mandhana holding things down. It was a true team performance when it mattered most.
And there's this really wonderful kind of personal story here about their coach, Amol Muzumdar. This guy was a legend in India's domestic cricket scene. But because his career overlapped with guys like Tendulkar and Dravid, he never got to play for the senior national team. So through this victory, his team gave him that experience of what it feels like to win at the absolute highest level. Just a beautiful, really touching moment.
Which brings us to the big one, right? The million-dollar question.
what happens now? What's the real, lasting legacy of this incredible achievement?
You know, we've thrown this word epical around a bit, so let's be super clear on what it means. It's not just a big deal. It's a turning point. It's a moment after which nothing is ever quite the same again. And that is exactly what this victory represents for women's cricket in India.
And really, if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Indian women have found their place on cricket's biggest stage. For decades, women's cricket was fighting for its space, for its moment in the sun. With this World Cup trophy, that fight is over. They haven't just earned a seat at the table, they're sitting at the head of it.
And this is maybe the most important point of all. This win is not the finish line. It's a starting gun. It's a catalyst for real, meaningful structural change. What does that mean? It means demanding better media coverage. It means fighting for pay parity. And it means building a proper cricket ecosystem for girls from the school level up. The journey of struggle might be over, but the journey of building this new era, that has just begun.
So I'll leave you with this thought. The 1983 win inspired an entire generation of boys to pick up a cricket bat and turn the sport into a religion. Now, after this monumental victory, what do you think will change forever for a generation of girls watching all across the country? What new destiny is waiting for them?